Push the weight enough flex. The live is 1 in the 6. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Absolutely. Y'all come on in, smash a like button. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I'll give y'all a minute. I know we had some pretty good boxing over the weekend. I'll talk about that some other time. I just want to say that I told you so about this kid. When I say things are unforgiving, and when people tell you who they are to believe them, they told you the first time. Just this is one of those situations. When someone shows you bigotry by way of their racism, believe them. And you need to understand that that comes from an extreme level of insecurities. An extreme level. So forgive me, I see y'all in the building. I'm skipping the roll call because I want to get down to this business. I told y'all a while ago, there's no coming back from what Teofimo Lopez said. And I saw this behavior in him like a little after the pandemic. And it started out when he said what he said about Deontay Wilder. And I said, why would he say that? I asked Tay Jones, I said, yo, y'all had some sort of problem with Teo or something? He says, no, we never met him, never spoke on him, never spoken to him. And the hard stance that he took, and this was in the midst of everything coming out about Tyson Fury and his camp and Daniel Kinahan and then the glove gate and everything else, he was on the wrong side of history in reference to that. Not because he didn't believe it, it's because he didn't care who it happened to and why. Teofimo Lopez is a bigot. He's a bigot. He does not like black people. And I don't care about what he said after Shakur smoked him. I don't care what he said. I don't care what he said. That wasn't an apology. What he said was true about black people. That's what he said. That's him trying to own a portion of his BS that he stood on. Now, had he had beaten Shakur, you think he'd have said that in a win? No. He was trying to keep the hounds off of him. But you know what? There aren't any hounds on him. First of all, you Gen Z dudes, you got all the smoke for each other. Y'all don't listen to people. Y'all don't listen to your elders. But you let guys like this not only roam around the place, but you keep this guy's company. Punks like this, because you know T.O.'s a punk. Like how a woman beater is a punk, T.O.'s a punk. I got black friends, or no, this is just a part of my shtick. No, not at my expense, not at my ethnicity's expense, not at my people's expense. This guy's exactly who I told you he was. But you Gen Zers, y'all don't listen. I mean, a lot of you Gen Z boys, y'all greet each other with a kiss on the mouth. Art Hostage in the building. Salute to you, brother. So guys like Teofimo Lopez, y'all keep guys like this around. I'm telling you, in the 90s, his career would have been over. Wherever he roamed, he'd have felt uncomfortable roaming there. I'm telling you. In the 80s, forget about it. Y'all cancel everything else, but this guy seems to be around to make money. For what? Before I go any further, Stormy, good evening, brother.
Salute. What's good? Let me first open up by complimenting you on the stream that you did yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Boy, you and Art, the way y'all put that together with the conversation, because conversation is organic. And though you may have started out with a subject that you wanted to speak on and cover, what came of that and was born and brought through that was definitely organic, and it was one heck of a conversation. I joined you a little late yesterday, so I went back and I realized I missed about the first 20 minutes, and I didn't miss the cook, so I'm glad for that. But man, you guys, I just wanted to say it. I also said it on my show earlier this morning that it was the type of conversation that needed to be had in front of the public. Excuse me, because there's a lot of people that don't have all the information that was provided. And I commend you, gentlemen, for what you did. And I also gave you a shout out, and it acknowledged your impact on what I do, because the show that I do, my Sunday morning call-ins, was a show that you had suggested that I do and that I stick with. And today was the 200th call, answering the bell call-in show. And I gave you your credit for that, for your positive impact on me for that. So again, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, brother. Much love as always.
But yeah, what we're speaking on this evening regarding this thing with Teofimo and people like him, playtime has been over, and it is time to start smashing these urchin creatures, because we have too much negative impact that is affecting the community, especially from those who don't have the solid men behind them or around them in their environment to help shape and mold them and be prepared in how to deal with such urchins. So it's again a conversation that needs to be had. And just by, you can see the appearances that he has made on platforms and everything. When you talk about freezing something out, ignorance should always be locked outside your door. Always.
Mm-hmm.
It should never come in under the cracks. Nobody should bring it in through the basement, or it shouldn't come down the chimney. No, it needs to be stopped.
That's right.
And we're here to begin that process.
And I don't mind. Listen, when I decide to form on somebody, if y'all don't notice, I don't ask for anyone's help. I just do it. If y'all want to follow suit, that's fine. But if I see a problem, I'm going to say something. I don't need validation from anybody. I don't do things to say, hey, look at me doing this. No. If I put out a post about somebody behaving badly, if I put out a video about somebody doing something silly, like something silly happened in my city a few days ago, I'm sure y'all saw it. And this is what I'm talking about. Let me park here for a minute. A few days ago, a young man, 15 years old, his life was taken in Queens. It's all over the internet. It was on Instagram where I saw it. Now, mind you, it was a murder because the kid died. point blank range. You see a gun pointed at him. They were trying to beat him up. He wasn't with the smoke. He was cowering, and they shot him anyway. He goes down. The girl filming ran off, talking about WTF, WTF. Nobody was stopping anything. Nobody called 911 in the midst of that. Nobody stepped in and said, hey, man, chill. He don't want no smoke. No one did that. And they took that boy's life, 15 years old. That's not a direct reflection of the culture that I know. We're greater than that. As a matter of fact, I told Keyshawn Davis that. I told y'all. I told him that, and I held him by the hand. I gave him a pound. I said, yo, I need you to be great, brother. He said, yes, sir. I said, no, for real. I need you to be great. You're destined for greatness. You have the talent. You got to monitor your behavior, brother. He said, yes, sir. I said, all right, let me get this interview real quick. And that young man still lied to my face. You know how disappointed I am in him? Y'all think I just be going up here going off for no reason. That was a spit in my face, man. You ain't got to do all of that. If I ask you a direct question, just give me the truth, man. You see, when I call it someone close to my age, or if you're a family man, you have kids running around here, you're a man. I use the term grown adolescent a lot. I use that a lot. And it's within bounds completely. I'll never forget when I did have a conversation with KO. It wasn't like a verb. It was through the no, he was in my chat defending Tank like he always does. And I asked him, I said, question, why don't you think I like Tank? What do you think triggered that? Something to that effect. And he typed, because you like Devin. That was his response. So you don't listen to me, dude. You don't listen to all the other things that I spoke on. You know, the antics outside the ring, the buddying up with racist Ryan. This fool Teofimo gets to say whichever monkey wants the banana. He said nothing. He didn't hear any of that. But because I mess with Devin, because I'm DHP, that's why I don't like Tank. Well, guess what? It's man down over here, but you never heard me say I hate Bud. You never heard that. I thought Errol would beat him, but I did not hate Bud at all. That was his fanatics. A lot of fighters spawn these weird-ass fanatics. It's like, yo, wait a minute, man. What are you talking about? Why are you here talking to me? I'm talking boxing. What are you on for real? And do y'all understand why I point out the homosexual thing? It comes from somewhere. BF has done how many shows? Why do y'all like Tank? Y'all boxing supporters, but why do you like Tank? Huh? I had to learn social media. And the first thing I had to do was learn to pull back, because you're arguing with somebody and 10 times out of 10, they're not showing that. Well, 9 times out of 10, they're showing their face. And then when they do, when you click on their profile, what do you think I see? Sagging jeans, $800 pair of sneakers, smoking a blunt. Now, what did I just describe to you? An adolescent. Why? A man of my caliber, a man with standards, we want to have a conversation with a person like that. It's literally like a rocket scientist talking to someone that works at McDonald's for minimum wage. And I don't care what it's about. I don't care what it's about. There are levels. How many times you heard me say, people have to qualify to talk boxing with you? And these people don't qualify. They don't. They don't. They may think they do. They don't. And when you lead with emotion, I have to take the bull by the horns and lead by example. and say, get out of here. I'm not talking to you about that, about anything. But you strike a nerve when I see the Ryan Garcias and Teofimo Lopez's walking around doing shit like what they do. And you guys that are so about that life, allow this. That young man was murdered. The person that shot him, that was in a park full of people. The person who shot him, everyone knows who it is. But no one's saying anything because in the black community, you have something called no snitching. But the white community is called neighborhood watch. And I would love for you niggas to get it together and understand the difference between the two. And I found out this morning that the gun, the murder weapon, was linked to another killing in 2024. So that gun's been out on the street. But y'all have everything negative to say about police officers, right? That kid should have been caught that day. And you know it was nothing but a kid that did that. So this is the mentality that I avoid. And when I do things like drop a link and open up a panel and try to have a conversation about the sport that I grew up loving, and I'm on here fighting with somebody that just has an unconditional love because they are sexually attracted to them. You know how many times people say, hey man, what you think about Richardson Hitchens? I don't trust the kid. I don't trust him as an athlete. I don't trust his style in the ring. And he doing a whole lot of talking, but there was space and opportunity for him to do a few things. He ain't do it, so it's not looking good. You know how many times people say, yo, but Drew, he's from New York. I don't care where he's from. He could be from Wichita. I don't care. I just told you what I don't like about him. I don't care if he lived across the street from me. You know how many people said that to? I don't care where he's from. Now, if you're doing right, I say, okay, yeah, he's doing right, and he's from my city. That's y'all with that nonsense. It's nonsense.
Evander Holyfield used to say, it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. And when he would say that, what that meant was your state of mind, where you are presently, where your brain is operating and functioning from.
Do you know, Stormy, these kids can't even tell me where Muhammad Ali is from? They don't even know. I already tested that. Yeah, Ali to go. Yeah, where he from? Google. Idiots. You don't know. And see all of this dysfunction? This is why guys like Teofimo Lopez could walk around and say what they say. Y'all let it happen. That's why I don't respect you kids. This guy has a resume of being a bigot. Do y'all know what the true definition of a racist is? I'm going to simplify it for you. All it means is that you love your race. That's all it means. When you're a bigot, that's a problem. Let me read to you when I had to look at this dude different. This was back in 2020. It's an article from Essentially Sports, 2020. A bizarre video posted by former WBC champion Deontay Wilder shocked the entire boxing world. Teofimo Lopez has become the latest boxing star to react to Deontay Wilder's antics. They referred to Deontay, when he talked about what happened to him at the end of the second Fury fight, they referred to it as antics. Antics, right? Many stars have given their opinion on the same, and the youngest four, listen what they say, and the youngest four-weight world champion was the latest to do so. Just let that sink in. And they got a picture of his dumb ass with all the belts, including that green one, which wasn't a real green one. We know why. Speaking to Akin Barak on Sirius XM, boxing, the newly crowned champion said, I think Wilder has had too much time on his hands. He needs to focus on his own damn self, go back in the gym, get ready for a fight, stop talking about a dent in your head, You're a grown-ass man. Stop being a bitch. That's what he said. That's what he said. I'll read further. These are strong words from Teofimo Lopez, who's been extremely vocal since his victory over Vasily Lomachenko. The Bronze Bomber, however, has not done himself any favors with the video. He accused Tyson Fury of cheating by tampering with the gloves and added yet another ludicrous explanation as to why he lost. Ludicrous. Now, mind you, this was 6 years ago. Yeah, looking for what's happened between 6 years ago and right now. This is how they viewed him. You see that? Why does Teofimo Lopez think Wilder has had too much time on his hands? Wilder was quiet ever since his defeat to Fury in February. The video was the first time he addressed the fight, and all he had was accusations against Tyson Fury. The reason things like this do not go down well in the boxing community is that all fighters believe in respecting their opponents. Really? Really? All fighters believe in respecting their opponents? How about respecting their ethnicity? How about respecting themselves? All fighters believe in respecting their opponents? Let me go on and read this because I'm going to show you something. So it's understandable why Lopez, now look what they said. So it's understandable why Lopez thinks Wilder has too much time on his hands. The Bronze Bomber should take Lopez's suggestion and focus on himself. Even though he may not be fighting Fury next, there will be a tough fight on the horizon. Going into his next fight with a fresh mindset should be his priority. Now, who wrote this? Some clown named Leonardo Carvalho. Let me click on his name and see where it takes me. Oh, you need to look at this fucking monkey. Let me see. Damn, I can't share it. I'll share it with you. But Carvalho, he looks like a sand nigga. He's a boxing writer for Essentially Sports. Before working as a boxing web journalist, he dabbled in roles ranging from SEO specialist to check expert. I don't know what that is. Alongside his current role, Leonardo runs a YouTube channel where he combines his passion with fitness and sports. Let's go to his channel. Let's see who this clown is. He had a lot to say. Oh, this is him. 7,000 subs. This is him. Dogs, he's a sand nigga. He's a sand nigga. Let's pull his channel up. Oh, shit, I can't. I have too many slides up. I'm going to leave that up there. We're going to remind me to get back to Leonardo. He's a sand nigga. That's what he is. All right? My point is, just because you have a job where you could write, that does not mean you know what the fuck you talking about. That does not mean you know what the fuck you talking about. All he did was drag Deontay and didn't want to hear anything he said because he's a black man. And Teofimo Lopez, off of the Loma win, felt he had the world in the palm of his hands. He could say any fucking thing he wanted. He was loving that. I can get on here and say anything the fuck I want. That's what he said. That's what he said. Now, this sand nigga, Leonardo, yeah, I want to reach out to this clown. But he said, let me go back. He said, this is the last thing he said. The reason things like this do not go down well in the boxing community is that all fighters believe in respecting their opponents. Did this motherfucker has he even heard of Tank Davis? Is that respectful? Does Tyson Fury respect his opponents? By cheating them and talking crazy? Now, wait a minute. Respect for your opponents. Leonardo, a few years later, this is what your boy did that you did the article on.
Guy came to America to give me bananas and watermelon with a note on it. It's unprofessional, and I feel like it's racist, and you just made this fight a little more personal. Take that a step further, Keyshawn. Just
this clown sent a basket of bananas to Keyshawn Davis's hotel room, and Keyshawn blamed what's his name that he fought, the guy from Who Gives a Fuckistan. He blamed him for that, but it was really Teo. Now, that saying knuckle dragger, you talked about respect. This is what Teo did. I want to know if you wrote about that, because I don't know. Did you address it? Because this was years ago you wrote this article. But this thing about respect in my sport of boxing, if you respected the sport, did Mauricio Sillyman respect Deontay? When he said there was something wrong with the gloves and there's something wrong with my water, did Mauricio Sillyman say, well, you know what? You are the 10-time defending heavyweight champion, my WBC champion. The last person to defend the title 10 times was Muhammad Ali, and you was about to break that record. And Tyson Fury is a cheater. Maybe I'll investigate a little more out of respect. What does Leonardo know? I'm on his YouTube channel. You know what he's doing here? Not boxing. He's fishing, y'all. He's fishing. He's fishing. He's in the woods. He's picking crab out. If this, it looks like the same guy. He's picking crabs out of a bucket and boiling them. Matter of fact, he might not be a sand nigga. He might be some sort of Latino. That'll make sense too. I want to know how many articles he did about Teofimo Lopez's racist rants. So what, you thought we forgot about this? Huh? What about this?
It's cool, man. Just ask me the questions.
In the lead up to the fight, you said if they want the black fighters, they can keep them. Why'd you say that?
Huh?
Why?
It's just a biased part of what I'm seeing in our field. That's it. Because it just seems like there's certain ones favoritizing others. I believe the commentators that are on the stand of ESPN are a bit biased to certain fighters.
Off the record.
No, it's not off
No,
the
man,
record.
stop.
It's off the record.
You wake up, bro.
I don't think any.
Say that. Don't get into that, bro.
Wait, let me.
Don't fall into this.
I'm not falling into it.
Let's talk about the fight.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about
Let that all go.
No, then let me let
Junior,
it go.
yo.
Let me let it go.
Hold up.
Let it be. What are you scared of? Stop being a about it and handle it like a man. Handle it like a man. All of y'all, handle it like a man. That right there I've been dealing with for a while.
Respect, Leonardo. I'm going to find you because I want to see if you had anything to say about, that was 2020 you wrote that. I'm just curious as to what you said from 2020 until now. Did you even continue to report on boxing? Or was that just a hit piece designed to make Deontay Wilder look like some sort of crazy black man having a meltdown and couldn't handle a loss? Did you report anything about Daniel Kinahan? Did you do that? Do you know about when Keyshawn beat up Teofimo and his dad was in the gym? That's why we don't box niggas. Huh? And his dad got beat up and he didn't do anything about it. Teofimo Jr. didn't do anything. Stood there and let his father get his ass whooped. That's a true story. That happened. About 3 years later, we found out it was Keyshawn Davis. We matched the name with the face. We was like, oh, it was him. Are you still reporting on boxing or was that just a job for you? Because let me explain something to you. If it's just a job for you, get out my sport, bro. You don't know enough. You don't know enough to have an opinion. Get out my sport, bro. You don't know enough. How dare you? Let me ask you a question. He just said that it's a bias that he sees in ESPN. Teofimo beat Vasily Lomachenko. He could have done anything from that point moving forward to solidify his place in history. Win or loss, win or lose. Before When he beat Loma, he could have fought Tank if he wanted to. When he beat Loma, he could have fought Devin. Matter of fact, the Devin fight made sense because he was the real WBC champion at 35. He could have done anything. What did he choose to do? Don't worry. Teofimo, let me ask you a question. What exactly happened with you and Devin Haney when that was brought to your attention?
It don't matter because we got Shakur Stevenson next.
This is me talking to him. If you're new to the channel, this is me talking to him. A basic question.
Honestly, I'm just excited because now all the roads lead to a bigger fight between me and Haney. Can you say, yep?
A bigger fight towards Haney?
Wait, makes sense now, right? Yeah.
Does it?
Has momentum, right?
Does it?
Got motion, right?
I'm asking you, does it?
But you gotta answer my question.
No, I'm asking you though.
I know, and then I asked you.
No, but I asked you first.
And then I said it makes motion.
Motion? So this is a part of your major plot. This is a part of your plot. Put off Devin, fight Shakur, and spin the block and go back to Devin.
Got motion, right?
All right, thank you guys.
Got motion. What
Now he just said that shit to me and they closed down the whole goddamn interview. I ran over to Eddie Hearn, talked to him, and then they put the cameras back up and I ran back over to talk to him again.
Everybody good? Whether Mauricio didn't want to or not, he did not pay for the sanctioning belt. So by default, he got stripped, so it became unified. If they could do it with me with my super WBC belt, then why not? And I paid for that sanctioning belt.
So by default, was you undisputed at 35? No, that was a question, motherfucker. I wasn't rocking with you. That was a question. Your dumbass paid for a franchise status rather than fighting Devin Haney. That was stupid. They were asking, was the WBC correct in stripping Bud for not paying the sanctioning fees? Business-wise, sure. But why didn't they extend the same courtesy to Bud that they do to Canelo? That they did to Jamal Charlo? When Mauricio Silliman was asked, man, why you ain't just take the belt off of Jamal Charlo? Oh, because he said that's the only thing he had, and he would kill himself if he took the belt. Then kill yourself. This is a business. You know why they let him have that belt? Because they didn't want to see anybody take it off his waist but Canelo Alvarez. I keep telling you, these people are symbolic. So when I ask you, what occupies the mind of a bigot? You see that? What's good for business? Franchise Loma, duck Devin. The franchise wasn't transferable until Tio beat Loma. Then it was transferable that night. I thought we're getting Devin versus Tio. And what did he do? He told me that all roads lead to Devin. It got motion, right? Now, why do you think I don't believe him? Oh, Drew, but he said that, but what makes you think he wouldn't have called out Devin had he won? Keep watching.
Tio.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys.
Tio, what were your thoughts of the Lamont Roach and Pitbull?
He was never undisputed. But keep watching. This is why I don't believe a word he said. I keep telling you about these kids lying. He lost to Cambosis. Now they made it transferable.
We just get a Haney Cambosis. Who do you think wins that fight, bro?
Oh, fuck.
He lost to Cambosis. Cambosis is now the franchise status champion, and then he was running around saying that he was undisputed. And Buckeye Showbiz, the coon, yeah, press one if you stole it. Press one if you stole it. Tio, I think you're really undisputed. Eating chicken and watermelon. Both eyes all the way out his head, 3D. Press one if you stole it. Press one if you stole it. I'm like, he wouldn't have made it to George if he fought Devin. Drew, you don't know that. Yes, I do, because they didn't fight. Who stopped it? This motherfucker. So now, he told me that had he had beaten Shakur, all roads lead to Devin, and the fight got motion, right? It had motion at 35, but now it got motion, right? This video was before all of that, but right after he lost to Kambosos, before Devin went to Australia to fight him. Listen to what this clown says.
Oh, no, it's a made fight for Haney. Yeah.
In what way? What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Oh, the whole shit was a scheme, bro. They had the zone. I was on the zone platform. They gave it to Kambosos because they knew what I was going to do with it.
Oh!
They knew what I was going to do. I was going to drop him. Then it's a longer process for Devin to become, quote-unquote, undisputed.
Right. That's a contradiction to what he just told me. He forgot he said this. He forgot he said this. Just let them talk.
It's all a game, man. They pay that shit.
Isn't it gonna be tough to win in Australia though? Like if it's a setup, isn't it when they set it up in America, not Australia? Where why?
Everything's already made. It's everything. I had to see that for myself. So they already knew who won before they even fucking announced it. See the tapes.
Hey, Teo, what advice would you give Dev though on what he's got to do in the ring with Kambosos?
Fuck both of them.
Hey.
Press one if you stole it. I really think you the real champion. Teofimo, I press one if you stole it. I really think that you the real champion. I really think you the champion. Press one if you stole it. Pass the chicken. Where that watermelon at? Press one if you stole it. Nigga look just like this, telling Teofimo that he's really the goddamn undisputed champion. Hey, they making excuses for Deontay. Deontay just lost. I don't care if he got a dent in his head. Press one if you stole it. Dumbass. Didn't that coon say, Brian ain't called me? He ain't called me no nigga. Press one if you stole it. And these are the niggas that y'all listen to. Some high yellow bastard with his eyes out his fucking head. Defending this. You like all this colorful shit? How about this? Huh? Press one if you stole it. Coon. What we talking about here? Bunch of coons out here. Let me read these super chats real quick. Robert Singleton in that super chat, he says, salute OG. Drew in the sensational show with art on Kinahan background and history, Drew. I'm on the job, good brother. I'm on the job. Salute to you. Said in that building, salute, man. He said, salute Drew and Stormy. Yesterday's show, Drew, was jaw-dropping. If you missed it, you need to go rewatch. Absolutely. Further proof that it's deeper than boxing. But see, these kids, they can't think past their D-suckers. They can't. They can't. Y'all like that? Y'all like the goofy shit, right? I got more goofy shit for you. But watch this, y'all. Have I lied on Teo at all? Go ahead and cook for a second, Stormy. I gotta get something to drink.
Yeah. You see, Teo, with the way that he behaves, you have to understand that that's learned behavior. He comes from an environment where he's been influenced to have that type of shallow-mindedness. But the real world offers lessons that home often forgets, you know? And what we're seeing is him publicly coming apart because he doesn't know how to cope. He doesn't have coping mechanism abilities, skills. Remember when he had belts, he went up and tried to cozy up to Canelo, who had an undisputed position at the time, as if he had become undisputed. And Canelo just kind of looked at him and basically laughed him off because he could recognize these shortcomings. People like Teofimo, they're like chameleons. They can be shaped and molded to assimilate whomever they're around at the moment, but they're really barren of any real integrity for themselves. I know that Drew wanted to talk about this guy, but people like him, I don't give much consideration to. If you notice, I don't talk about the guy too much on my channel, unless he's got a fight coming up, he's got something that he's doing or whatever related boxing. But all the other stuff, I can just leave it at the door because there's not much to take into consideration there. He's really a horrible human being. As far as a fighter, he's a C-class fighter. As far as him being considered, you know, with the mentality that he has, that's even lower. There are far greater fighters in the sport to take knowledge of and acknowledgement of. Do you realize that they were really supporting the young man and he kept shooting himself in the foot with these prejudiced outbursts and everything? He even tried to flip the script by saying their top rank was backing the black fighters when the organization was backing him, to the point that he risked a lot with his mouth, and then they had to set him to the side for a while. Yeah, that was a suspension. That was a punishment for revealing too much. See, he doesn't even have the common sense and wherewithal to keep something under your lid, like they say. He went out and told the whole thing. And I'll let Drew remind you guys of what that was. But when he did that, because it came from him, a lot of people, it kind of it rolled off like rainwater on your coat. You know, it's like some people didn't grasp it, but we did.
Yep.
We grasped it and we understood exactly what he was saying. And it really put a spotlight on some things because we had questions, but no necessary means of getting the direct answers. Here he comes and he just opened his mouth like a dam and let it all flow through. Go ahead and remind them, Drew, what that was.
Let me remind y'all what Stormy's talking about.
Hey, Devin Haney made a comment, you know, trying to make whatever it is. But at the end of the day, Devin, you don't know. The WBC is not going to have you, even if you do the competition, they're not going to have you fight for the title. You can get mad at everything. I'm fighting for the title after this fight, for the IBF. And then after that, me and Loma for all four. And where are you? You're not going to get a shot, bro. And you don't know that, but we do. And that's what we did. I'm not going to fight more fights. So it is what it is, man. Talk what you got to talk, my dude. But at the end of the day, you're not becoming a world champion at 135.
You see that? The fix was in. Thank you for letting everyone know that the WBC was in cahoots with you to literally rob and freeze Devin out. Thank you. And when you said that back in 2018, people at the WBC was like, God damn, now we can't. Now we can't because this idiot said it. You ever knew somebody, you remember when you was surrounded by kids, maybe about 2, 3 years old, and they couldn't really spell? You had that one uncle or uncle's friend, and they would spell the wrong thing that they were about to go do. Let's go out to the CAR and smoke some weed.
Yep.
The fuck? Just dumb. That's Tio. I heard this and I said, what is he talking about? He really said that? Years later, they tried to do it. I said, oh, I remember. And do you know they scrubbed the internet of that interview? That's a video, and I got the audio. You know what? Champ side, I got it from him. But I looked so hard, it's not, I can't find it. It might still be there. I can't find it. But this fool did that. He said what he said. All he had to do was win. He went in there. What'd he do? He beat Loma and lost to Kambosos? Bruh, what are we doing here? Now, you Teofimo fanatics, have I lied on that kid yet? Have I lied? Now, if you just stand on the pocket on his racism, I'll just say you're typical. But I always tell y'all the same thing. Stop me when I'm lying. Y'all go ahead and run and get Showbiz. I'll drop a link. He pull up. I will debate him. I will debate him on his boxing opinion in reference to Tio, in reference to Deontay, and his approach about the dent in his head. And just what it means for him to be black. Because you know he has a non-black wife. You know that, right? Yeah, and listen, I'm not knocking anybody, but what I'm saying is, when you behave like that, and I look at what you're surrounding yourself with, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. You can be pro-black and marry outside your race. Yes, you can. I know white people that are more pro-black than that nigga. I'm dead serious. I grew up with him. Bo says he paid to see. Showbiz would never debate me. He'll never debate me. Because I'll question his opinion on boxing, and I'll relate it right back to him being a black man. I bet you that nigga will tell me that he's not even 100% black. I bet you that nigga will say he's mixed. I bet you he'll do some stupid shit like that. I wouldn't put it past him. You making it a black thing. You making it a black thing. Press 1 if you're stolen. I'm not even all the way black. Okay. Okay. What are you? What? Tell me what you are. Other than an asshole. Tell me what you are. That dude won't go anywhere in debate because we'll destroy his boxing opinion, and then we'll question his integrity as a black man because his opinions are ridiculous. It's ridiculous. After all of this, Teofimo Lopez, after everything that Ryan Garcia said, what was his response? I don't know how anyone black listens to him. It's disgusting. Biscuits. But back to Tio. But my point is, Tio's supported by a system. And all he had to do was win, and he couldn't do that. Which is why the Stormy calls him a C-class fighter. Don't be fooled. He could have been fought Devin. Everything that Devin accomplished at 135 was there for everybody. Devin was the only person that did it. And literally, George Kambosos came out of nowhere. We got to know George because of who? Tio. Thanks to Tio, we know who George Kambosos is. Oh, but George, who's really George? You know who George was? George be the unified champion. That's what he did. And Devin did it not once, but twice. What are we talking about? Dummy. Tio ducked him, but he beat Loma. Devin did it too. Hey, and Tank ducked everybody. Shots fired. Where's my shotgun?
Take that!
Steven Speed 20. Anyway, back to Tio's monkey ass.
He should have at least 3 losses on his record prior to Stevenson.
He should. He should.
Masayoshi Nakatani, July 19th, 2019. It should be Sandor Martin.
Yep.
From December 10th, my birthday, 2022. And then it should have been Jermaine Ortiz.
Yep.
February 8th, 2024. Those fights He lost. And if the top ranked machine wasn't working for him, he would have losses on his record.
Yep.
Top rank kept him undefeated. Top rank. The very organization that he said give all their support to the black fighters, which we know that that's not the truth.
Hell no.
So in his ignorance, he was literally gnawing at the hands that serve him. And you know that's a horrible gnaw with them things he got going on, right? It's like Dracula. But I'm not lying.
No.
Those are 3 losses. Remember, do I still got it?
Do I still got it?
Do I still got it? You know?
Mark Booker in the chat, he says Sag Nation, Sagittarius in the building. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me play this because people seem to have forgotten. And salute to our brother Town Biz.
Say that it's true what I'm saying.
They can't, man.
It's true. Then my son become 2-time
He did it. He did it. He did it. He did it.
11 years
I saw it
before.
on TV.
Did it before Crawford.
And he did 11 years before.
You can't take that from
And we
me.
still got 12 more
Wait, hold
years
on.
to go.
But everybody can lie about everything else that I did, but
And
you
that
can't
other
take that
bum,
from me.
and that other bum
Can you
tank,
take
come and
that from
smack
me?
us. I want to see you smack us, bro.
Yeah, they can't step to that.
Let's step
They can't
to
that
me.
far. They know this, though.
We ain't no bitches, motherfuckers.
But they know this. They can't step this
We
way.
were fucking Jesus. We were God, my niggas. We were God, my niggas.
Step this
We
way.
were fucking Jesus. We were God, my niggas. Fucking Jesus. We were God, my niggas. 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 God, my niggas.
Did Showbiz ever ask any of them about that? And I'm going to tell you straight up and down, to me, these guys are way too small to be talking crazy like this. They're way too, well, to me, when I was talking to Tio, I had the fucking phone on my chest. That's how I get the stability. The only motherfucker that could look me eye to eye was Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn like 6'5". He a little taller than me. I'm 6'2". You can't talk tough when you this small. Don't do it. Unless you got a hammer on you. And this motherfucker drunk. We guys, my niggas.
Straight up. All right, then. Hey, well.
Buzz the only dude that checks these clowns, bro. I swear to God, bro. And he still showed restraint. Now you see how he was doing that. He was clowning. It was real funny, right?
I fought 2 white boys. Beat both of them. I need a black boy now.
I seen it. I seen it.
Whichever monkey wants to get the banana. Hey, that was a good one. Whichever monkey wants the banana.
That's the fact that this guy came to America to give me bananas and watermelon with a note on it. It's unprofessional, and I feel like it's racist.
I don't see anybody telling Teofimo to get away from his father, by the way. I don't see it.
To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally.
Hey, let's take a toll. Put that back up there on the screen.
Say that it's true what I'm saying.
No, the last part. I want to count the lumps on that nigga's head. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh shit! There you go, bro. The fight wasn't even close.
Listen. Wait a minute. That's after the That's after the Shakur fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Shakur's pillow fisted.
Shakur's pillow fisted. How'd that happen?
How does
Why
a
his
guy
head look like that?
with fragile hands leave lumps on the dude's forehead like that?
This dude got the mumps.
Wait a minute. Nobody point that out. Look at that dude's head, man.
How you got speed knots? Oh my God. Look at this dude, bro. This is amazing.
Shakur went a wick right upside his head.
You remember that song? Oops, upside your head. Say oops upside your head. Say oops upside your head. Say oops upside. Shout out to Gap Band.
That dude looked like, remember that movie with Will Smith where he was like trying to give stuff away. He thought he was dying and stuff. And
was it like 8 pounds, 7 pounds or some shit?
Yeah. Yeah, he ate some bad seafood or something. And look at that dude's head, man.
Wait, hold on.
1, 2, 3.
Yo, bro. Bro. Mr. Shelton just reminded me of something. How many lumps? Pete Puma. About 3 or 4. You look like Pete Puma. He looks like Pete Puma. About 3 or 4.
Yeah, Fist of the Black Star. I'm sorry, that I thought 7 pounds. That's Hitch.
Oh, Hitch when he caught the mumps.
Yeah.
He had hives.
I guess Shakur had some damn what do they call it? Allergens in his gloves. This Mark was talking about apologizing for slavery, for the civil rights movement and everything. That's how, he got beat up so bad. He damn near apologized for being born.
Wait. Okay.
Accomplishment within itself. Where do we take it now? We'll see. Right now, I think for me, it's more so of healing this cut and just getting back to the drawing boards. See where we go. See if I move up. See what we do next.
Do you give yourself time to reflect and appreciate how well you've done so far in your career?
No, not at all. I hate myself for it, but it's part of it. It's just part of the life.
Or appreciate it as well.
I don't appreciate it. That's why.
Oh, that's it.
I don't. I think that I get butchered, and I think God punishes me a lot for it. So I'm just a punching bag to that. So one day I'll get, maybe one day, but not yet.
We appreciate you, though, brother.
These guys appreciate you too.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I just never got my fair share. I never did. Not once, man.
Now you heard that? What's the title of my fucking show? What occupies the mind of a bigot? Whatever the fuck he got going on with him and his dad, what he's done is he spilled it on black people. Because the thing is, he was never as good as advertised. He was better than the average quote-unquote Latin fighter. What did Bill say about him? He said he moved like a black dude, but a low caliber one. His footwork ain't as good as a top tier black American fighter. So he feels inferior. He's not counting his blessings. He feels inferior. If he didn't, he'd have fought Devin at least twice by now. If he didn't feel inferior, he'd have fought Shakur at 35. If he didn't feel inferior, he'd have fought Tank at 35. Tank ain't press him, because I think he'd have fucked with Tank at 35, because he got better footwork. But Tank ain't press him because of that, and he ain't pressed Tank because there was a fear in the back of his mind.
I never saw Shakur leave any opponent that he faced with lumps on his head like that.
I think Shakur did the most damage on anybody. I think this is the worst he's beaten someone up, bro. That's another thing no one talks about. Name a Shakur opponent that he left looking like this.
And even when on fight night, when it went down, I never got that camera angle view that you got on that clip. I'm like, that's why I say, hey, put that back up there, because I'm looking. And I'm like, this dude got bing, 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 bing. He's like,
and let me tell you, the British people that are interviewing him, they don't know any better, or they're ignorant, because every racist piece of shit, every racist thing that he said, everybody knows about it, and they're in here boo-hooing over this motherfucker. Oh, I hate myself every day for it. Oh. I'd have been like, ha, 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 ha. Do you regret the racist outbursts? Your thoughts. And I put the camera right in his face on that cut. He cuts easy. He looked like he was about to get cut when I was talking to him. His shit was swole up when I walked up. And ain't no one touched him. What we doing? This motherfucker right here. There's no pity party for him. This is it right here. I hate myself for it. What occupies the mind of a bigot? What do we know about dudes that are always super thug, super thug, super thug? They're really frightened. What do we say about a man that beats on women? Every time he turn around, he got his foot up some chick ass. Yo, dude, you running from something. You hate women. Did your mama touch on you? Did a nun touch on you or something? You gay nigga? Well, every time I turn around, you go upside some chick head. But every time a dude step to you, you cower. What's that about? What's that about?
I wish Shakur was a knockout puncher now.
Bro, guess what? Devin is. That's why his dumb ass ain't never fight him. And I don't care what y'all say, all that pillow fist shit, bullshit. Go ask Brian Norman about pillow fist. Go ask the other motherfuckers that Devin knocked out about pillow fist.
Ask James Toney, who he was training with this week when they released the film. And James Toney said, cut the camera, because he was telling them to hit the pads.
Uh-huh.
And he threw that right hand and hit it, and it hurt James' shoulder. So James said, cut the camera.
Yep.
I know what that was when I saw it, because I've been in the gym holding pads for guys.
Yeah, it's not cool.
He needed a moment because Devin threw a really good shot and it hurt James' shoulder. That's why he said, okay, cut the camera.
Now, y'all could disagree all you want. But a lot of you, I'd say 99%, 99.999% of you don't know what we just said. I've held pads for people, hurt my hand, hurt my forearm, hurt my shoulder. I'm like, man, this kid could crack. Y'all don't know nothing about that, because you know what? It's therapeutic for you to believe the bullshit. BFTB in the building, salute. Y'all believe the bullshit because it's negative. I get it. But James said, cut the camera. I don't even want to reshare that. I know what I saw. You know what? At this point, I want y'all to believe all the negative about Devin. because he's going to get in the ring with your favorite fighter and knock the shit out of him. He's not. He's not. Make the fight. I don't care who it is. Make the fight. There's like 13 people on that list, and everyone said no. Especially this motherfucker right here. And now you see why. If Shakur did this to him, Devin would have stopped him. You don't believe me? Why didn't they fight? That's my response. You don't believe me? Oh, well, Devin got pillow fists, and Devin. They ain't fight, and that was his fault. They ain't fight. This kid said, I never made $1 million. Turkey said, I got 11 million for you. I got 11 of those things for you. Fight Devin. He said no. How much did he make fighting Shakur? I think it was around the same. Why didn't you just fight Devin? There was a bigger catch in fighting Devin. Why won't Shakur fight Devin? Back to the list. You niggas is soft, bro. You niggas is soft. And all I gotta do is refer. I'm not lying. Don't start. You can't. What you can't do here, you cannot word salad me. You will never join the goddamn, he made less fighting Shakur. Well, there it is. Look at what BF said. He made less fighting Shakur. This dude was scared. See? See? Look at that. What I said about the group chat, I firmly believe there's a group chat. Y'all remember my live? There's a group chat. Gary Anton's in it. Ryan's in it. Tio's in it. Shakur's in it. Richardson Hitchens in it. They got Boots' number, but Eddie Hearn got the phone. All those dudes are in one group chat. We're going to find a way to fight each other and avoid Devin because we can't lose to him. After all the shit that they said about Devin, pillow fist, PTSD, everybody watched that Brian Norman shit. And after that, y'all got scared. Y'all won't even fight Brian Norman. He knocks all of you niggas out. Don't talk to me about no Boots in this either. You know why? Devin had to go up to 47 to take care of work that fucking Boots was supposed to take care of. Please stop talking to me. Cut it out. Brian Norman's the only person on that list that gets any kind of respect. Everybody else, go to hell, man. I don't trust none of you niggas. But let me stay on task here. This motherfucker. All you guys throwing cameras in this guy's face. Y'all don't talk about all these racist outbursts.
What I tell you? What you doing it for? Oh, promotion, man. All right. So I ain't gotta fuck him. I ain't gotta fuck him up. But we should spar. I ain't gotta fuck him up. We should spar. Come on, I want to spar with you though. All right. How about that? We clap it up. All right, bet.
Dude's a pussy. Y'all remember what happened when he ran into Super Del Matias?
He is. No one knew about him until he started calling me out. He's the most softest fighter in the division. Why I say that? Because he's one-dimensional to the point where Puerto Ricans, man, I tear they butt up. Puerto Ricans are easy to beat, and I don't care if the Puerto Ricans feel some type.
Gordo, este está gordo. Yo la semana pasada. Coño, man, tú no se puede hacer, viejo.
Okay, first of all, I mean, y'all see the size difference? And, you know, Superdale like the juice, right? I just wanted to point that out. Y'all love talking about Devin's a weight bully. Look at this shit. And is he calling him fat right here? Gordo, yeah, gordo, right? Calling him fat, right? Why this fight never happened? I'm just asking.
When you gotta fight, tú no puedes hacer ese pedazo. Tú hables, tú solo hables. Yo no tengo, mira.
Where my Boricuas at? Because Tio violated y'all too. Got the shit out of it.
You're good. But he moved over where we have 9 and 10. We have 9 and 10. We have 9 and 10. We have 9 and 10.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, AI is disgusting, bro. That happened. Mansa Musa, my brother, salute. I see y'all. Mook, I see you. Salute, y'all. When are y'all gonna hold Teofimo? Oh, but this was the main shit right here. And salute to Aki. This was the latest shit.
Shakur, right? As a peer, as a rival, you rate him.
Look, I think Shakur is a great candidate and a great fighter. Yes. Do I think that he believes in himself wholly? No.
Okay.
What? Do I think he believes in himself wholly? Who the fuck are you to say that about anybody?
Thor's just hitting me with jabs alone. And left hooks where I was catching them majority of the night. That doesn't win you fights.
Nigga, if your face get lumped up like that off of a jab, first of all, you're a fucking idiot because you kept eating it all night and made no adjustments. Yo, goddamn, yo, just let them talk. Is this not the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Oh my God.
I'm kind of flattered that Andre Ward and Terrence Bud Crawford thought that Shakur could finish me.
She'll start. Teo, you was discussing it. You got your piss and urine when you just came as a fan.
Oh yeah. At the Tottenham, it was great though overall. But yeah, I guess not just it was like blood and urine. It was crazy, but we got that over.
Okay, so Shakur was tapping you in your head with jabs and you were pissing blood. What are you talking about?
The only thing I get from that is the sucker's nuts are under his forehead scalp.
Yo, his balls on his head, so he pissing blood. Yo, Shakur hit him with jabs in the balls, which are on his forehead.
This Shakur didn't even throw no body shots.
Shakur fuck you pissing blood. You got hit with jabs. Your face is like that. You pissing blood. What happened? I don't recall any body shots. I don't recall. I mean,
don't recall any either. That's why I'm laughing so hard. It's like, no wonder he was so. Ow! Ow! Ow!
I remember watching a Star Trek movie where Admiral Kirk was in jail and they sent him to this planet and he fought this alien and he kicked the alien in the knee and the alien went down. He was like, yo, I didn't know it hurt that hard. He says, no, his genitals are on his knee. I forgot what Star Trek that was. So his balls was on his knee. And the alien said, oh, fell on the floor. He's like, well, I just hit him in the knee. What? He's like, no, that was his genitals. What? So that alien species went around knee fucking people. So Teo's balls on his forehead. Makes perfect sense.
Well,
oh, Mook, yeah, you're right.
He's short, isn't he? So if he's short to the average brother, you put your nuts on his head.
Now, Mook, you're right. Mook did. Shakur did hit him with an uppercut. He buckled. I do remember that. That might have been the one that did it. But his face looked fucked off.
Hopefully I'll find out about the results soon. Down from the 70s, 60s. How do we call these other fighters greats and so on and so forth? From the 80s, down from the 70s, 60s, and so on and so forth. Even the early 2000s, how do we say that these guys were all great and this and that, and this guy's a legend and respected, and
all across the world, but yet they have so many losses because they fought everyone. So what change is different now?
What homie said was correct because they fought everyone. So this fool ass dude says, what changes now?
The Floyd effect.
The Floyd effect.
I mean the black effect.
The black effect. So what Floyd did is a direct reflection of how all fighters move. Salute to Aki. Now, let me explain something to you. That whore ass dude, he knows better than that. He knows better than that. What he can't stand is that for a decade, Floyd Mayweather did what he did. And for the most part, he did what you would like a boxer do. Let me say this about Floyd. Let me just, disclaimer. Floyd's an asshole. Okay? We know that. His boxing career was a bit of genius. Minimum damage. I don't know how it's going to shape up now because he got to get back in the ring at 50. Who knows? But for a decade, minimum damage. And he did fight his contemporaries. There was a couple of guys I would like to have seen him fight that he didn't. But he fought his contemporaries. He fought everyone he was supposed to. And the main person was Manny Pacquiao. He did that. Okay? And I give him a lot of leeway also because when he was on Top Rank, and it's on YouTube, there's a mixtape of him calling out everybody relevant when he was on Top Rank. He called out everybody. Everybody. You young kids, he gonna say names that y'all don't even know. He called out Acelino Fredes. Y'all don't even know who that is. He's Brazilian. And he was an HBO fighter. And he was hot in these streets, a quality guy. Floyd called him out. Casamayor, Prince Nassim Hamed. He called all of them, you name it, he called them out. Floyd, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was looking for the smoke. He was. He really was. So I don't have much bad to say. Matter of fact, I don't have anything bad to say about his boxing career. I would have liked to have seen Paul Williams. But you know what happened with Paul Williams and no one talks about this? Paul Williams got in the ring with man, I watched that fight. It bothers me. Wait, let me look it up. I don't want to get this guy's name wrong. Spanish dude. Because I watched that shit and I said, oh, Lord. It was Carlos Quintana. Thank you. Now, not Martinez. That was before that. He got in the ring with Carlos Quintana. And Quintana couldn't miss. Carlos Quintana could not miss. If y'all never saw the first Carlos Quintana fight, the first one, go watch the first Carlos Quintana fight. Carlos couldn't miss. And Paul Williams had a great chin. But I was so aggravated at the end of that fight. Roy Jones called that fight, and he said, man, they got to do a better job because he says, you know what? If he was taking punches from a heavier puncher, they'd have stopped the fight. But it was after that fight, and I wasn't doing content on YouTube, but you know who I followed? Y'all remember the brother Carsino? Salute to Carsino. He still has a channel. He don't talk boxing as much. But I remember going to his channel, and he said, you know, triangle theories, you don't really do it. But he said, God damn, if Carlos had an easy time and Paul made no adjustments, what do you think Floyd would have did? And, you know, we don't do triangle theories. But if you watch the first Carlos Quintana fight, you're like, oh, my God. Now, in the rematch, Paul ran out there, and I think he ended him in round one. Paul just went out there and jumped on him in the rematch, and he got him out of there. And then there was a Sergio Martinez fight and everything else. But my point is this. I don't have no problem with Floyd Mayweather, his boxing career. And I've heard stories about Teofimo wanted to fight in New York on the weekend of the Puerto Rican Day Parade because Miguel Cotto was retiring and he wanted to absorb that audience. Now, I'm not too educated on the rift between Puerto Ricans and everybody else. Latinos got some in-house shit going on too. I've heard it. I'm in New York, so it's Puerto Ricans versus Dominicans like everywhere. I didn't know what his background was. The person that told me that. I said, oh, well, that kind of makes sense. And they said, Drew, no, it don't. I said, why? He said, he's not Puerto Rican. I said, oh, well, what is he? He's Honduran. So then why don't he cater to the Honduran? There's Honduran people in New York. Why don't he just do that? No, he wanted to grab a market. And he wanted to grab a Puerto Rican market over his Honduran market. So you don't respect your own self. You're trying to get a bag, right? You don't respect yourself. And everything about boxing, in some way, shape, or form, revolves around black fighters. And that annoys him, especially the fact that a black man was cracking his sister, I heard. A black man was cracking his sister, and I think his ex-girl was getting cracked by a black dude. So you got that going on. Then you get in the ring with Keyshawn Davis, and you got your ass kicked, and then your father says something crazy, and he got his ass kicked. So everything you want to be from style and shine, you want to be a black fighter. Why do you think when they got a hold of slaves, they buck broke the slaves and castrated them? Why do you think they did that? Because when they got to the continent and grabbed those, when they got off the boat and put them for sale, they all looked down and said, yo, why their penis is so big? And then they look to their wife and their wives is drooling. They've never seen a penis bigger than 8 inches. We didn't have penises. They called them mighty trunks on the motherland. That's what I heard. Not really. I'm just making jokes right now. Mighty trunks. Pull out your mighty trunk. Elephant trunk. Get it? White man never saw anything like that. They're like, what is that? You know what? He's going to stay in the shed. He can't stay in the house. Why my wife getting up at 3 a.m. and sneaking to the shed? Why your baby got blonde hair, but it's an afro? It's kinky hair, it's blonde with green eyes and a wide nose now.
Say is that the blacks had tails, and then they associated them like with monkeys. And for those who didn't see the larger penises, they would tell them, "Oh, you don't want to see them with their pants off because they have tails like monkeys." And, you know, until people started discovering that the tail was in the front, you know, a monkey's tail is in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And that became something that, again, when you talk about the bed of lust from both sides, the white slave masters and the white slave masters' wives, there were things going on both sides of the experience. There are movies to depict that. There's a real strong dramatic film from the early 70s called Mandinga, not Mandingo. Mandinga with a G-A at the end, which really depicts some of the exploitation of slaves and how the women were after the men.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, that would make a great nerd show to talk about those films you know, from the early 70s, because the early 70s used to have them those depictions, and I think there was a duality that happened with that, because back in those times, even more so than today, believe it or not, when they would have white men are graping the black women, they were totally nude with no covering up on their privates. Today's times, they do things like they put a sock or some type of a device over a man's man piece, but you know, they still get between a woman's legs and the woman is nude and things like that. But there was a time when that type of exploitation went on, and they were really getting their rocks off, literally and figuratively, during the time of making those films.
Yeah, we need to do a nerds on that.
Yeah.
We weren't considered human beings. We were considered property. And we are the original man. The original bones of the first human being was on the continent of Africa. In fact, black is not even a color. Anything lighter than the darkest man on this planet is called recessive. I'm brown. I'm recessive. The darkest, if you see an African dude just walking around and he's black as night, that is as human as it gets, believe it or not. It's as human as it gets. All right? Anything lighter than him is recessive. Light eyes, recessive. Straight hair, recessive. Why do you think we can get skin cancer, but we're not prone to getting it? Lighter skinned people get it easier. That's just, look, don't blame me. It's called Madlow's Law. Do your own research on it. And what happens is, we've always been naturally gifted. We're very creative. And whatever we get involved in, we change it for the better. I'm talking about for the better. We're very creative. And that's why people shine the light on the negative. I try not to do that, but I call out the bullshit also. And as this pertains to boxing, we deal with this all the time. I don't see anybody talking about, I saw Rocky Marciano footage and I want to be a boxer. No one says that. Trust me, no one says that. And that man retired undefeated and headless.
Who?
Uh-oh. That's what I heard. Well, that's what happened. But nobody says, hey, man, I saw Rocky Marciano and I want to be a boxer. Nobody said, not even Italians said. Paulie Malignaggi never said that shit. He knew he grew up watching Sugar Ray Leonard. He knew that. Wild World of Sports, he knew that. When we say the GOAT, we don't talk about no goddamn Rocky Marciano. And I'm not being disrespectful. It's the truth. And when you say his name, look what happened with Larry Holmes. He said Rocky Marciano couldn't hold my jock strap. And he paid for it. But his career is his career. But you know what? If those guys fought prime for prime, he beats Rocky Marciano's ass. You know that. So what the fuck does Teofimo have to celebrate? You know what makes him mad? All of his influences are black fighters. They are. I watch his footwork.
Listen, that thing that you had with Canelo, Canelo told it all.
Yeah.
He talked about all his favorite fighters, who were his guys that he looked up to in boxing.
That's what he said. Let me see if I got that available. Let me see. I might have it.
He might as well spoke for everybody when he said it, you know?
Yeah, that's why I tell people, don't get mad at me. He said it. Let me see if I have it. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Floyd Mayweather. Hold on. No, fuck that. I'm going to get it now. Now I'm going to find it. Y'all, listen, y'all can say anything. Mayate. Yeah, okay. That guy you celebrate, guess who his influences are? Here we go. I got it right here. I wish this thing would stop opening up like that, bro. Yeah, y'all don't listen. Y'all don't have to like look. This is Canelo, not me. Who are Canelo's top 5 favorite fighters of all time? This is Canelo Alvarez, right?
Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Ray Robinson, Mayweather, and Hagler.
Don't get mad at me. I ain't say it. I didn't say that. Some cats got so mad at him, they started calling him Cal Negro. Cal Negro? Hey, this guy's a drug cheat. But I never said he couldn't fight. And this was interesting. I thought there would at least be a Chavez there. You couldn't think of one Mexican fighter? Hey, I could think of one Mexican fighter that he could have said, and he had an afro. Who am I talking about, y'all? Let me see who knows boxing. Who am I talking about? One Mexican fighter with an afro? Who am I talking about, y'all? Put his name in the chat. He could have at least said him. Y'all don't know? But meanwhile, some cats want to come in here, and if I drop the link, cats will become, thank you. Salvador Sanchez had an afro. But I'll have 1,000 Canelo fanatics come up here and just talk all kinds of shit. All I gotta do is point to this video. Explain this. And he don't fight like your typical Mexican. He don't even fight like Juan Manuel Marquez, who's not only one of my favorite Mexican fighters, but he's one of my favorite fighters of all time. He don't even fight like him. Who are his influences? Fuck out of here, bro. Stop it. He didn't even say Salvador Sanchez, man. You guys got to stop with this shit. That's what I'm saying. Y'all might as well just leave the race shit alone. We are everywhere. We influence everything. Arthur Ashe, the Williams sisters. Nobody was watching tennis until we saw Venus and Serena in the hood. We was like, oh. And then we saw Serena like, whoa. Yeah. We change everything. We are the standard. We are. I'm not lying. We're the standard. That's why we catch so much ridicule. They can't wait to see us fucking up and do something wrong. For them to come over and be like, oh, look at that. No. Look at Teofimo. Nobody wants to talk about these racist outbursts, and they all fall short. The same math I could use on Tank is the same math I could use on Teofimo. Same one. 35, why don't you fight Devin? Then I finally get in front of him. Hey, what's up, Devin? It has more motion, right? Does it? You could have did that 35 for all the belts for real. Does it? Okay, so that's what we learned. The winner was supposed to call out Devin. They both lied. Because if he'd won, he wouldn't have fought Devin. Shakur did what he did. He calls out Conor Ben. Not even going to get into all of that. But everything I use on Tank, I can use on Teo. You could have fought Shakur at 35. You could have cleaned up 35. But I'm sorry. Had you beat Kambosos, what did he say he was going to do? I was going to go to 140 and drop the belts anyway, so it's a harder road for who? Devin. That's what he said. And he forgot he said that, and I'm standing in front of him letting him talk. You see? I don't have to argue with him. I got what I needed. On the way home, I edited the video. By the time I got home, I uploaded it. Like, look at this dude. He don't remember he said this 2 years ago? You see? Family, let me tell y'all a story. Y'all remember when Fred, Barbershop Conversations, had Jason Whitlock on his show? I was in the chat. Fred dropped the link. And he didn't drop the link right away. And then it dawned on me. I said, oh, I know what Fred's doing. I know Ticket got up there and he gave Jason Whitlock the work. He did. But it started to turn into a debate, and Jason backed off and folded his fat arms and said, next caller. And Fred took him off. And, Ticket got mad or whatever. And I understand, but Ticket was cooking him. Over his Kobe Bryant comments, Ticket was cooking him. But I understood why he did that. In order to catch someone in some bullshit, you have to let them talk. Everyone saw Menace to Society. If you haven't, there's a line in that movie that you may have heard, and you don't even know it came from that movie. Now, you see, you fucked up. You know you fucked up, right? I know y'all heard that before. That's from a movie called Menace to Society. He was playing a detective, and he let him talk. And he double talked, and he got in trouble. He said, you see, you fucked up. You see that? Now, I could have did that to T.O., but I wanted him to keep talking because he fucked up. Because as he's talking to me in my mind, I'm like, that's not what he said a year and a half ago. He said he was going to make it, if he beat Kambosos, he was going to dump the belts and make it a harder road for Devin Haney. Now, had I jumped on him and said, no, that's not what you said. And I had my other phone. I actually had that video in my other phone. I could have said, hey, man, you said this. But as I'm talking to him, security was surrounding us, and they shut it down. I said, oh, that's a body bag. Let me go talk to Eddie. And then when I left, they put the cameras back up, and I walked back over there. They were protecting this dude. So Fred let Jason Shitcock talk. And on that very live, he says, I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but I like to see black men get in touch with Christ and procreate by way of marriage. And he's saying all these wonderful things. But the first thing he said was, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because he's not doing that. You know why you're not doing that? Because I firmly believe that Jason Shitcock is a homosexual. And I watched him and I watched his mannerisms. I look for shit like that because don't talk to me about being pro-black and you're a super Christian and we need to do this as a family. And meanwhile, it's ow. And I see that like, yo, hold on. Don't tell me how to be a man and you're not even living what you talk, bro. And he said it. He said it. I'm a bit of a hypocrite. A bit? Where's your woman at? Are you courting anybody? Are you dating anybody? Are you planning on making a family? Are you just talking shit? Jason is just talking shit. That's all he's doing. You heard what he said about Deontay with the suit? And you know why he was offended by that? Not because it offended him, but he's sitting there with the owner of Papa John's Pizza. Now, if the owner of Papa John's Pizza got offended by Deontay wearing a suit and came out to a Black Power song, if he's offended and intimidated by that, then that's not the guy you need to be associated with. He's worried about his association with Papa John, who's a notorious racist and a Trump supporter. And you flipped on this, brother? And you don't even know what the fuck a Daniel Kinahan is? And you want to tell us as black men, hey, yo, get married. True. Procreate. True. Get in touch with Christ. True. But wait a minute, Jason. You in your 50s. Are you doing that? What? No, you're not. Because word on the curb is you was watching gay porn on your work laptop. And the network caught you. Like how they caught Rolly Martin with gay porn on his shit. They caught him with that. The same thing. Look it up. Bro, listen, if that's how you rock, that's how you rock. But you got to draw the line Hey, any man in this chat, are you gonna take advice from a gay man on how to be a man? No. No. Why would you do that? But we wouldn't have known that Jason Whitlock is a hypocrite. We knew he was an asshole, but he contradicted himself right there in the barbershop. But if you just kept talking and shut him down, even when you know you're right, he's going to pull back and he'd have just got off the stream and we wouldn't have got that gem. That's what that was. And I know Ticket got mad at Fred. I understand. I get it. But it was in that moment I said, shit, that's why Fred ain't dropped the link. Because honestly speaking, I just wanted to go up there and just bully Jason. Because I know he ain't been bullied in years. And I know he grew up getting bullied. He's a fat dude. He got big titties. He a fat boy. I understand. I get it. And I want to bully him because I don't respect him. But when you're media, you have to learn. It was that show. I had to learn. I said, no, I gotta let cats talk. As far as media is concerned, on a law enforcement perspective, I get it. But media, that was when I understood it. I said, man, this is the same shit. So I let this buffoon talk, and he killed himself. I went home and put out that video. And people played that video on other channels. You know that? People would hit me up, yo, Drew, they played that clip when you was talking to T.O. because there was other people there that uploaded it. Oh, man, why Drew was talking to him like that? What did I say wrong? I asked him questions. He did the talking, and he's a liar, and he's a racist. Now, if you could justify anything that Teofimo does, he done got smoked by Shakur. He got beat up by George Kambosos, didn't run it back, ducked Devin, right? Openly said if he beat Kambosos, he's going to drop the belts. All right? He admitted that the WBC was in cahoots to freeze Devin out. He's a racist. He's sending buckets or baskets of bananas to Keyshawn Davis. He admits it. Whichever monkey wants a banana. At this current junction, if you are Team T.O., I'm looking at you strange. I'm looking at you strange. Like, bro, what the fuck? And before y'all say punch drunk, just know that I've spoken to him face to face. And I'll just leave that there. Y'all know I did. If you're just a fan in the goddamn chat, just riding with T.O., I would love to ask you why. What is he giving you as a supporter of the sport? And how do you view him as a man? Oh no. All right, let's mention that real quick, Stormy. You're on mute, brother.
Yeah, it just popped up on the news feed that Blue Blood has just dropped a video that said that Shadaysha Green did suffer a brain bleed from her fight with Lonnie Daniels. So, you know, if anybody wants to know the details, I guess you can check Blue's video out. It just popped up on my feed, so I let Drew know so he'll be aware of it as well. So we're letting you all know. Keep the young lady in your prayers because that could be very serious, and her career may be on the line.
Zab Judah suffered a brain bleed in his career. Wait a minute, what the hell? Zab Judah suffered a brain bleed in his career when he fought the Hebrew Hammer. Y'all remember that? I did a video on that when he fought the Hebrew Hammer. And from Brooklyn, by the way. And let me Where's that? Cletus Selden is his name. And he almost died. And the reason why I bring up Cletus Selden is because Cletus Selden is a multiple-time drug cheat. The Hebrew Hammer is, okay? And he fought Zab, he beat Zab, and Zab had blood on the brain. Y'all do your own research. I'm tired of telling y'all shit. I'm not talking about the family, but you know, all the people that dick watch me, trying to catch me saying something wrong. Where were your videos and what is your opinion on the Hebrew Hammer, Cletus Selden almost killing Zab Judah? That should have been bigger news. It should have been bigger news, you know?
Well, they should definitely have some testing from the fight, and Daniels should be tested, you know. Yeah. If they didn't have it prior, you know, or during or whatever, that's a huge miscue and drop of the ball by MVP. Yeah. And it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't have it. It wouldn't surprise me in the least.
You know why? It's MVP. And I firmly believe that Jake Paul juices. I believe
that. I didn't want to, you know, go to that extent, but that would be what I have to say.
Now, look, I hope not. This is an accident. I just want it to be a clean fight. This is insult to injury. I want to remind y'all, when we thought Dev lost to Ryan and the news came out before I went to the other country, I said, Lord, no, I don't want to deal with this. Please just let it be clean. Because I don't want to deal with this, because I know what comes with this. And everything came with it. I want a clean sport. Why? Why? Enigmatic Son, I don't know if he won the lawsuit. You know, but my point is, it shouldn't have got that far. I'll never understand in this age of technology, you should be tested all the way up until the day of. Why these guys getting in the ring and killing themselves, and then you find out a week later this dude's dirty. Some of these dudes they pop and then they still fight. Y'all know Roy Jones popped right before he fought was it who was it, Stormy, he popped against? Was it the dude that Tarver lost to?
I forget the person.
Was it
they
was
both,
it Eric
they both popped, I think.
They both popped and they just went ahead and fought. Y'all know that? It was oh, it's bothering me now. Hold on. It's bothering me. Roy Jones Jr. It was no. I think it was either Eric. It was Eric Harden. It was Eric Harden, because it wasn't Derek Harmon.
No, it definitely wasn't Derek.
No, it wasn't.
I knew Derek personally. It wasn't him.
Right. It was Eric Harden. It was Eric Harden, and he popped. Did y'all know that? Brownie Prince says Richard Hall. I don't think it was Richard Hall, but you know what? Y'all double up on that. It could have been, but y'all double up on that and let me know. But I think it was Eric Harden, and the reason why the fight went through is because they both popped. So they just went ahead and fought. I just want a clean sport, y'all. I shouldn't be having these conversations. Where's the smoke for
and let me say this before we move on to anything else about the drug cheating thing. It's another reason why nobody wants to fight Devin, because Devin is enrolled in 24/7, 365.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of guys that are not enrolled at all and don't intend to. And under the scrutiny of having to give in to that, they don't want the extensive. They want to be able to still have something in their system because it's what has given them what they have to be able to compete. So if you pull that curtain back, You know how we be talking on our live streams and you say something and a certain amount of people just drop off?
Drop off, yeah.
Well, with Devin, that's how they drop off too.
Yep.
Because they know when it comes that way, you got to get drug tested. Now, remember, even Brian Norman Jr. didn't want to go right into testing right away, right? It was still a few weeks. You remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, you remember what you got that soundbite with Tyson Fury that he says everybody's doing something. And he says, whether it's weight strippers or whatever, there's a lot of people who are using the benefits of banned substances just in order to be able to compete. Because if you look at the people who will willingly drug test and everything, that's a very small circle of individuals. And they're not all in the same weight classes. They're scattered through the sport. But I would question anyone who talks against him and he's in 24/7, 365. And you got others who are not doing anything. And then they'll say, well, I'll take a drug test. But they'll say, I want an 8-week camp. I want a 6-week camp. But see, when you get to do a 12-week camp, the testing comes out earlier,
earlier, right?
Yeah. Right. So it's like you got these guys who don't want to do these things, and that's very telling. It's very telling. So when you see all these guys that don't want to fight Devin, instead of saying somebody's just ducking this and that or whatever, start to question their integrity as far as how clean are they. That shines a whole different spotlight on things. Because if you really want that smoke, if you want to make the money, you do what you have to do, which is you get in the gym, you train, you do your best. But there's a lot of guys who are benefiting from banned substances because they would be very ordinary without that. Look at Conor Ben. Look at him. He looked regular, pedestrian against Regis. And Regis looked terribly faded.
So tripping over his own feet.
When you look at it like that, remember what Conor Ben did to what's his name that's on Boxing Scene and Pro Box TV now? What's his name? The white dude. He knocked him out. In fact, that was his last knockout.
Yeah.
What's the dude's name? I don't like Algieri.
Chris Algieri.
He banged the heck out of Algieri getting him out of there. Looking like a fierce beast. He ain't did that to nobody since.
That guy, man, it's too much to ask for a clean sport. And some of these cats, you have an unconditional love for a fighter, to the point where Snoop says it was Roy and Richard Hall. Yeah, he fucked Richard Hall up. That's like one of Roy's ultimate highlight reels in that fight. He spun him out. It was bad. Thank you. Thank you, Snoop. It was Richard Hall. Okay. He beat the shit out of Richard Hall, too. They didn't even belong in a ring together. That's how bad that ass whooping was. But I want to let y'all know, both of those guys popped before they got to the ring. Okay? Now, we all love Roy, but that calls into question everything. I don't give a damn who you are. I got Roy's number. I texted him on his birthday and everything. When he had that tragedy in his family, I gave him a text or whatever, I saw Roy in Brooklyn. We stopped and chopped it up for a quick second. I said, Roy, what up? And he gave me a pound. He looked at me. He pointed at me. I said, yeah, he was on my show. And I said, I'm the guy that that Michael Nunn talks to. He's trying to get you in. He said, oh, yeah. We laughed. Roy's a cool dude. But all things being fair, Roy popped. James Toney, one of my favorite fighters stylistically. But we all know this guy popped. His physique changed in every fight. He looked like a fat ass one fight, then he looked like a bodybuilder, then he looked like a running back, then he was a fat ass. It was crazy. It's crazy. But we got to keep it a stack with these guys. This is a dangerous fucking sport. Enigmatic Son in that super chat, he says, Drew, look up the word flog and read Mike's shirt in his ring walk versus Jake Paul. Please, big time ritual. Really? Yeah, I'm gonna look that up, bro. Flog. The fuck is that? Well, shout out to Sadisa Green. I didn't talk about any of the fights because I wanted to address this Teofimo nonsense. I'm gonna bring the show to the close because we've been on here almost 2 hours and I got to get up in the morning. Again, y'all, my lives are gonna be sporadic. I got my work schedule changed. I got a lot I'm doing, but just look out for the premieres, the videos. Y'all go follow me, Stormy, DFTB, the General, Coach Hudson's over there on Rumble. Y'all see the Rumble pinned to the top. Follow us on Rumble because we get loose over there. New Patreon coming out this week. I got a lot to say, brother, and I don't even want to put it on Rumble. Rumble's nice and all, but the Patreon, I cook over there. So sign up to the Patreon. Stormy's on Patreon. General's on Patreon. BFTB's on Patreon. Man, we got options. And it's really not about the bread. We getting the message out there. You understand? So closing thoughts, Stormy.
Very solid show here. Some things that needed to be said regarding Teofimo. We just need to hunker down on what's important and just start discarding all the wasteful things and put them by the wayside, because the best way to be is to, forge full steam ahead with what we're trying to get accomplished. All this other stuff, man, it's like, leave it to the side of the road. Road kill. That's what it is. Everybody can follow me right here on YT. They can follow me on Rumble. I have a Patreon, as Drew mentioned, and then of course, I'm on Instagram and everything too. But just know that we do have options, and we're gonna optimize and maximize those options. So let that be said.
And salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Much love. And that's it. And just be on the lookout. And prayers up for Zadisha Green. I hope she's okay. And, be a content creator, not a content hater. And I'll catch y'all on the rebound, man. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.